G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. So in this video we are going to take on Rumsshi, which is the god of destruction. He is a strength god of destruction, and we're going to take him on and beat him. So this team construct here runs under double AGL Gohan leads. We have the Tech Caulifla, who is going to act as a source of evasion, and then of course we have the AGL Caulifla, who's going to do a very similar thing. She stacks defense over 6 turns, so she should be fine defensively. And then we have double Gohans, who are going to stack defense rather well. Of course, we also have the LRKL and Caulifla, who are super solid and stack defense relatively quickly, considering they gain additional attacks against Universal Survival Saga enemies. And then to round out everything, we have the latest EZA Goten, alongside the return of the SS2 Vegeta, who's just basically a defensive wall. So yeah, that's pretty much our team build. Relatively straightforward. The idea behind the team is basically to allow them to stack off the first 4 turns. Going to activate some defense, some damage reduction items like Whis, and basically we're just going to let them stack. We're going to let them continue to stack over and over and over again to build up their defense, and then we're going to be more than fine and ready to go. Obviously our main concern is that the units do not stack adequately. They do not stack in time, so that means that their defense will be short. In terms of the AGL team Gohan, you're probably going to need at least 2 dupes in him for this team build to be viable. You're going to need that first dupe most certainly for all that extra defense. In terms of Goten, he stacks really quickly, so I actually think you don't need a Rainbow Goten. You could definitely do this with a 1 dupe Goten, I believe, just due to how quickly he stacks. Kale and Caulifla probably at least need a 55% unit if you want to follow this build. And then of course you need the Tech Caulifla, who can take no damage, as she's a pretty rock solid option. The Vegeta, I have Rainbow. Honestly, I think you need at least 2 dupes in him, alongside also needing 2 dupes in the AGL Caulifla. The nice thing about the AGL Caulifla is pretty much that she can be bought with red tickets from big events like the worldwide celebration campaigns or the anniversaries, or pretty much anything that's big. Saiyan Day also has some tickets as well, and those go down really great. So you can grab a copy of Caulifla and she's super solid, so really good unit there. And yeah, if you can get her, then everything moves really smoothly. She's really solid. Her evasion comes in handy, her countering comes in handy, her defense build up. If you keep her on rotation, she'll maintain a pretty high defense. If you don't, then it will drop down quite a bit. She can lose stacks if she falls into the floating slot, but other than that, she should be more than fine. You can see here that we have good old Rumsshi. We get some really clutch counters and evasions from Caulifla, which is really important because he is a bit of a pain. He stuns, he lowers defense, he lowers attack, and he does quite a high amount of damage with his super attacks, like a really high amount of damage with his super attacks. And so he really is quite a pain in the ass, to be honest with you, which is why we use these first 4 turns to stack. We double Whis it up, we stack, and everything goes fine. I don't have an item active here, but a Gohan Icarus in the form of a support memory would be great. Possibly a Android 18 and 17 for that 18% heal might help you out. Any of those 2 items are probably going to be the best items for you to choose. Rumsshi can hit pretty damn hard, so getting any additional defense will really help out. His group AoE attack also means that you can't really have too defensively vulnerable a unit in your rotation, because any unit that really looks really dodge in terms of defense is going to end up taking quite a lot of damage from that group AoE attack normal. Once you've run out of items, you basically just need to hope for some good falling of super attacks for 1 or 2 turns, Units like Kale and Caulifla won't have stacked up enough defense to face tank anything yet, similarly with SS2 Vegeta, but they'll need a bit more time. Fortunately, Kale and Caulifla do build that evasion, which does help, and having a unit like Tech Caulifla really helps as well, because she'll obviously evade everything. The good old cheat code Tech Caulifla. Once you have managed to build up your defense for maybe another turn or two, you should have smooth sailing towards the end. Remember to pick up as many rainbow orbs and AGL orbs as you can to keep your health up and to obviously fill up the Dokkan attack meter. You want to keep filling up that meter as much as possible, because that heal will come in handy if you can get it. So you can see here they're still taking 26k or so, but their evasion is going to help them out. Vegeta, on the other hand, should be fine after, see, only 17,000 there, and you should be able to heal that up relatively easily. Gohan and Goten will gain their defense quite quickly, so they're going to be a lot safer in terms of raw defense than Kale and Caulifla and Vegeta. But of course, other units that work great for the stage are units like the MUI Goku, obviously because he has all that evasion, he's AGL type, he has that high level of crits. I have tried out the new LR Full Power Frieza in this event, and he is okay. He's pretty damn good from a damage perspective. His defense is at a high enough point. At 55%, he still takes quite a bit of damage if you don't get the stacking, but it's more his team is not so great. The Extreme AGL team still lacks one or two crucial pieces, or at least crucial pieces that I don't have, and those are kind of preventing him from being a S tier unit. But him himself is still a very rock solid unit. If I had a full team of Rainbow Extreme AGL units, I'm sure Frieza would be the best one on it. It's just that with my construct of team and with my units I have, he doesn't really get the full ability to shine. That being said, you can see here how we are a little bit low on health. We need to rely a little bit on evasion here. We have good old Gohan in the last slot, so if we take a super attack here, we're rolling the dice a little bit, but we are starting to whittle down old Rumsshi here. The Tech Caulifla, you know, she helps out. Her evasion obviously just means she basically can't take any damage, so every time a super attack gets fired at her, she fortunately will evade the entire thing, which is really helpful. So whenever a super attack lands on her, it's a very big bonus for the team. Kale and Caulifla, the LR, they'll have built up their evasion to a very solid point by now, so they'll be more than fine. They should be okay as well defensively, plus those additional attacks are really helping us out in terms of damage. You can really see them building up that damage quite nicely. All those multiple super attacks are really pushing down his health, and if you build them into crit, they should land quite hard. Obviously, Gohan as well has been building his attack and defense. Remember, he gains 10% attack and defense for up to 7 turns, which is very good. And he's also been stacking his defense on his 12 and his 18 key, so he's really been shucking out the damage. In terms of this rotation, as long as Goten remains on rotation, his defense can get really high. We're talking, you know, a very solid 300 to 400k, depending on when he supers and if he double supers and things like that. So he is more than fine. This double super here will make him stack really quickly, and he'll take, he'll take damage from the super attack for sure, but he will survive the attacks afterwards. The biggest issue with Rumsshi is that lowering of your defense. So usually what happens is the unit takes quite a lot of damage from the super, and then the follow-up damage also really affects how they perform. So it is something that you do need to be aware of, and obviously just something you need to be concerned about. In terms of finishing him off here, you can see he's doing a group attack, so we were reliant at this point on the AGL Caulifla getting the dodge. As soon as AGL Caulifla got the dodge, we were going to win this fight. If she got hit by his attack, we would have died. He would have done easily 80 to 90k damage on her, so we would have died. We wouldn't have been able to get it. We were hoping for some crits from the AGL Caulifla and Kale. We got some, but we didn't get enough to finish them off. So it was a pretty close call at the end, but it didn't have to be. So as always with these stages, a little bit of RNG is going to be involved. Where the super attacks fall, how many orbs you get, all those sort of things are really going to add up into how you perform and how much luck you get on the stage. But that being said, everything went relatively well as planned. I have tried this exact team build twice before. I failed quite early on into the one. AGL Caulifla basically just let me down. And then I got really close to the end in the other one. I got to the final bar of health, and then I took one super attack that I wasn't supposed to, and I lost there. So yeah, took a couple tries, but it's ended up working out perfectly fine. You can see there that evasion from Caulifla, and she'll get the honor of the finishing blow. So yeah, try out this team. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Let me know if you've got other teams or other builds that you've tried which have worked for you, and of course, yeah, just basically let me know how you guys are finding the Gods of Destruction events. I'm going to probably push out another couple stages just to obviously bust out some guides for everybody and collect the stones for myself. But yeah, that's it from me. As always, stay safe and bye.